It's been done. Now,
Yes, sir. So,
participants working.
Varato.
It's good. Increasing good.
Good.
70 participants.
88 cross sites, sir.
95, 99,
107, 120.
all day level வந்திருப்பாங்க நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஆமாம்.
Interesting subject, no?
இல்லை, actually, some of my friends from Bangladesh also attending.
Yeah, good.
Indonesia, they are also attending.
Okay, 145.
Sir, now start பண்ணலாங்க. நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாங்க.
Sir, Gandhiraj sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good afternoon to all. We are all from Textile Association, South India Unit, conducting this webinar. I am Gandhiraj, Honorary Secretary of Textile Association of India, South India Unit. We have been regularly conducting webinar through Zoom for the benefit of all our members and also textile technocrats across the country. Thank you all for your support and encouragement given to us. However, we can further improve the participation with your support. We request you all of you to pass on our meeting information to your friends and in the known circle and invite them to attend our programs organized regularly. We also expect you to give your suggestions to improve our programs and activities. Our mail ID is tasiu.cbe@gmail.com. Today, we have webinar on very important subject, costing model for spinning mills, by very well experienced speaker, Mr. R. Krishnan, costing expert. We feel this is the first time a webinar is being organized on costing in a spinning mill. All our committee members felt that this is an important area which needs more attention for the successful and profitable running of a spinning mill. We hope this program will throw a light on casting and its importance to a spinning mill, and it will be beneficial to all of us. We now invite our Vice President, Mr. E. Satyanarayanan, to give the welcome address. I think sir missing. Sir suddenly missing.
Yes, joins.
Yes. Sir, welcome address, sir, please.
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. I take pleasure in inviting you all to this webinar on costing. As Mr. Gandhiraj has rightly said, costing is a subject which is so very neglected in the spinning industry. If you see many other industries, the margin which they work with is very comfortable. Whereas in the spinning industry, though it's been very cyclic, if you see the profitability, within a span of 10 years, you will witness at least 4 to 5 cycles where the profitability has been reasonably good to very, very bad. Especially the last 10 years has been very bad for the textile industry. Despite passing through such a long and bad period, very little attention has been given to understanding costing in the right perspective. So the committee felt that it is very pertinent at this point of time to throw light on how important costing is and how to go about. Its costing is not only for the financial people. Once the technical people understand the importance of costing, then I think in every department, they'll make it more productive, and they'll be very conscious of what changes are necessary, and they'll be conscious of whatever change they're introducing, they'll question it, whether it is justified or no, from the economics point of view. So that's why today, our speaker, Krishnan, though he's a veteran in costing, he has come down several steps so as to make this costing understandable by the very basic technician also. It's not that it's a very complicated science, but definitely Krishnan has gone way out of his way to break the whole thing into pieces which can be easily understood by us. So I hope you will all enjoy this session. And for your information, a recorded version of the session will be sent to you all. It will be available. So you please sit back, relax, and pay attention to whatever Mr. Krishnan says. And you can post your questions in the chat box, or in the end of the webinar, you can ask the questions. So thank you very much, and back to Gandhiraj.
Yes, sir. So thank you very much, sir, for your welcome address and also giving insight on the program. We now request our Mr. Gandhi Medinathan to introduce the speaker formally.
Good evening to all of you. I'm here to introduce Mr. Krishnan. Mr. Krishnan has qualified from Institute of Company Secretaries of India as Company Secretary. And he is qualified himself as Cost Accountant from Institute of Cost Accountants of India. He also acquired MBA in Marketing from PH College of Technology, Coimbatore later. Mr. Krishnan has an amazing experience of 40+ years of experience in senior management grade in finance and cost auditing in textiles as well as engineering industries. Some of them are multinational companies also. His experience covers financial planning as well as turning around solutions for sick companies. In simple words, he plays as 3 major roles. One is as a consultant in the area of cost audit and finance. Secondly, as a company secretary for corporate governance in group companies, which are multinational having holding offices in UK, Singapore, Malaysia, and USA. Thirdly, as a management consultant for designing and implementation of costing systems, management information systems, etc. Some of his clients are Supercells India, that is LMW Group, Premium Mills Limited, Precourt Mills Limited, Mitsubishi Electric Automotive India. He was the past chairperson of Coimbatore chapter of Cost Accountants also. We feel proud to say that his son is a major in Indian Army. With a small introduction, I request him to deliver his presentation. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. Is it visible?
Visible,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
I think you can go. Yes. Okay.
Audible and visible, sir.
Shall I start?
Yes, sir.
You can start, sir.
So thank you very much, sir, for giving an excellent introduction of the subject. Namely, the chairman has told that the very, very importance of costing at the very juncture of the turmoil of the textile industry. And also Mr. Satyanarayan has given the importance of how the costing is very, very important for the technocrats as such must go through so that they can improve in their every steps what they are going to take in the technical side of it. So my point of view is here is that how lucidly a costing technique or a management accounting technique can be used by a spinning mill by designing a model for costing and which can be used by everyone. Let's say similar methodology can be also be applied for the spinning sector, weaving sector, as well as costing sector. But now we are focusing mainly on a spinning mill. So main objective is that we understand how value is to be created, how it is delivered, and what is a transactional management, namely how we can improve our analytical abilities and build our facilities or management, what are the resources available with us, so that we optimize our capability, build prices, and we locate based on using costing techniques where we can pluck our low-hanging fruits for general improvements in the corporate world. Using these costing techniques, we are going to improve and focus on pricing decision, as well as profitability management in the industry. So the strategy will be increase value addition, right product mix, and pursuing low-hanging fruits. This will be the strategy through which we are going to see the lens. Through this lens, we are going to see how a textile mill, spinning mill can be viewed. So now the question arises, what are the key 5 questions are, what is our winning aspiration? Profit maximization by realizing the low-lying fruits first. Number 2, where we can play. Who are our major customers? Are we addressing our customers? And what are the competitions that play in part of it? And how we will win? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? Strategic focus and trust. And what are the capabilities we must take place, namely the process capability, etc. All these things can put up in a particular canvas, wherein business model canvas, namely key customers. For example, if you are having a few counts or a product ranges for us, who are the product customers for product 1, product 2, product 3, etc. And how far we are designing our process capabilities in meeting our customers. Then competitive advantages. How do we do better than our competitors? What are our components of cost? What are the cost structures? And by analyzing our cost structures vis-a-vis our competitors, how we can make our edge. And the same different product can be selected so that we are having an edge over our competitors, either by pricing or by competitive improvement of quality, etc. Then process capabilities. Process capability as internal capability of our own this one. By improving our quality of processing, we can improve the quality as well as the rate of production and thereby reducing the cost. So these are the competitive advantage analysis. Then comes the customer challenges. The customers may ask for a product quality or pricing. When you ask for the quality is not free. Quality always comes with the price. And we must focus whenever a higher quality is demanded by the customer, are we making the necessary changes in our back processes or all the various ingredients for achieving that particular quality. And number 2, for achieving those things, my organized things, the incremental cost, what is incurred for achieving this quality, whether the customer is paying for that. That also must be seen. And also the volume, whether we can achieve the particular volume.
There is a request from audience to go slightly slow.
Slightly
Okay,
slow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can make it slow. Thank you.
So when we go for a quality for a particular product by our customers, this may require some changes in our quality parameters, the rate of production and distribution of draft, or our raw material what we are using. When we make some changes in those parameters, we must also know what is the cost involved in those making changes, and the cost per kg what is involved finally coming because of the changes in the quality, whether we are receiving or getting it from our customers. This is very important. Another customer challenge is that customer may ask for some volume. For meeting that volume, whether we have the necessary facility with us, whether we ourselves can do it, or whether we can go in for the other mills, take some more frames for conversion, etc., and then meet those qualities, meet those volume requirement for the customers, and what will be our income generated by such operation, as well as what will be our cost connected with that. And while doing so, we will be also having an additional working capital requirement by analyzing the demand for the various processes or the products which we are going. Such an additional working capital requirement, whether it has been taken into consideration while arriving at the cost of the product. So predominantly, the model of the canvas gives you the value propositions, the product services that will help the key customers, and value loss concept. Sometimes what happens, we go in a hurry and book a volume for the different customers. For example, if you take an export order, we may require stringent quality norms for which we have to import cotton, and we have to have the higher rate of cotton as well as high quality parameters. So for example, if you get an order of 5,000 tons, we cannot exactly issue raw material for 5,000 tons. Every batch, every lot, there may be some, say 5 tons is an order, and then we are issuing for raw material for the particular item. And the final end product will be 5,200 kgs, for example. Extra 200 kgs is the end piece or excess lot. So the price what we agreed is for 5 tons. For extra 200 tons, if we can push it, it's well and good. That means 100 rupees, 100% of the rate, what we have agreed, we have got it. But sometimes he will leave to only 5 tons and 200 extra quantity may not be encashed at the same rate. So at the end of the year, it will pile up and will be going for a distress sale. So instead of 300 rupees per kg, he will be selling it for 150 or 140. So the 140 of 200 kgs, the loss must also be built in while arriving at the pricing decision at the time of selecting the customer or the product. Then cost. Every product has some specifications. Product has specifications. Those product specifications drive certain parameters to be made, either in the staple length or in the waste to be extracted from the process, or the type of machineries through which it must go through, or the imperfections which might aim under the for which the number of cuts will increase or decrease. All these are the product specifications. Based on the product specifications, we must prepare a detailed cost structure for the particular product for our own mill, because we will be having different processing sequences, different types of machineries, etc. So when we aim for a particular product, like a Kanban system, the processing machineries for which it is bagged must be taken into consideration. And for the product specifications, what are the machineries we allot, those respective machineries must be taken into the activity, and then activity costing must be arrived at. Individual product wise, profitability must be worked out, and each product must be seen either it is profitable or not. Okay, next one is contribution analysis. Another technique that is used in a costing is marginal costing technique, which we will go through in detail, which says about what is the contribution this particular product is bringing, which will meet the fixed expenses, namely the staff salary or interest or depreciation or repairs and maintenance or fixed overheads, namely works overheads or factory overheads, etc. And channels of distribution. Sometimes we market our product directly or through various channels, and what are the costs involved in that, whether we can go for the through the channel or this. This also takes a major role while arriving at the decision for arranging our facilities for the customers. So another important aspect is revenue streams. The revenue or the top line, it comes from the products, and the products are given to the different customers. Same count may be there, or it may be given for different product customers at different prices. So continuously we must analyze the customer-wise, product-wise profitability. Same product going to two different customers, what is the profitability? Either any process, any chance of increasing the pricing with the customers, or rearranging our target costing to the various products based on our processing, adjusting our processing parameters based on our product sheet. Now, how do we go about it? First, if you see that during the after COVID situation, the cotton yarn production during the whole year, if you analyze from April 20 to January, slowly from 23 metric ton to 83, like that, every month it has constantly increased. And either also the correspondingly the export has progressed from 18 to 86. So YOY and production almost now we have reached equivalently. This shows that there is a resilience in our industry, and we must right time to focus on the various important aspects of costing in a textile spinning mill. Now, the major cost is the raw material or cotton rates. So we must constantly analyze what is the cotton price, the rate of per kandi or rate per kg for various cotton for which we are having our customers as the base. So this the analysis of the cost shows that July 20, the rate is 113 per kg, whereas by May 21, it has reached 146.96. There is straight away a 33 rupees difference per kg. This is humongous. So the business decision must be, some of the companies who have already located that during the early period of COVID, they covered the cotton for more than 6 months or 9 months or 11 months. And now they are having a holding profit of nearly 30 rupees per kg only in raw material alone. If they converted it to clean cotton cost and final yarn, naturally more than 50 rupees per kg, they would pocket during the current financial year. So the important part is we must continuously go through the product pricing based on the prices of cotton or the raw material. The raw material what we are having on hand, as well as raw material we have ordered and which will be coming into the pipeline. So these things are very critical aspects. So there is, in the industry, there is a concept called spread. Spread is nothing but what is the yarn price per kg and what is the cotton rate that can be made using that cotton we can manufacture the yarn. The difference between the yarn price and cotton price is called as the spread. You will be observed from April 2020 to March, these yarn prices are slowly growing, and cotton price was less, and suddenly it is also increased, leaving that there is a gap between the cotton price and this one to slowly decreasing. That means the play between these things are very, very important while we going for confirming our long-term orders for exports as well as for the domestic orders on a continuous basis. So whenever we make an analysis of the cost structure for a particular product, what is the spread we are aiming at and how we can reduce that spread, increase the spread so that our profitability increases. So this shows how the resilience of our spinning unit over a period of time, right from 11th of May to the 13th of August. So slowly the utilization has increased from say average of 40% to 60% to 80% or 93% in various companies. So this is possible. That it shows that we have started operating on a full level, and this is the right time. We must also focus on costing of every aspects of cost and analyze in very, very deep way, in a granular way, all the components of cost. So how to do it? You take the profit and loss account for the current year and the last year and arrive at what is your revenue, what is your operating expenses, and what is operating profit, what is depreciation, and what is interest, and what is profit. You analyze and break down into parts and then arrive at your what are the facilities, how it is used for your spinning mill. Operation profit. For example, if you assume that we are having a company having some 5 or 6 different products, namely 50s combed and 34s carded, 40s combed, 80s combed, 80s combed, and 30s carded. And either you can make it own or through conversion, that is, you can send your product outside and then convert it and then sell it, or you can buy the product directly from outsiders and sell it, or other income. These are the revenue generations. Our focus must be increase our revenue. When we increase our revenue, total revenue increases, and a portion of the fixed cost may also come down. That does not mean that just by increasing the revenue, you are going to make the profit. Why? Because it depends upon the cost structure or components of cost. Let us go into deep into it. Clean cotton cost. Raw material almost considered as 60 to 70% of our sales price. How to calculate the cost of clean cotton cost? So count is given. For example, 50s count if you take, if you use the country rate of 54,000 and the common oil, for example, we are exerting 18% and other ways around 13% and there is a invisible loss of 1%, our yarn realization will be around 68%. And the clean cotton cost will be coming to 203 rupees per kg. Let us see how it is being worked out. For example, Country rate is 54,000 rupees. That divided by 355.616 kgs gives us the mixing rate as 151.85. This is the mixing rate. And while we process, we get the waste percentages in various processing. Blow room around 3.2%, cording 9%, micro dust 1.3, coconut oil 15, pneumatical waste 0.3, sweeping 1, and 0.63 hard waste, individual loss 1%. So 32%, 32.22% goes as a waste, and 100 minus 32.22%, 67.78 is the yarn realization. So now we have to calculate what is our clean cotton cost. How do we do it? We arrive at what is the yarn waste selling rate. Mixing we sell at 15 rupees per kg. Cording we goes at 30 rupees. Comer oil 68 rupees. Hard waste 65 rupees. So 15% into 3.24 and 30 rupees into 9.17%. All this gives 49 paise, 2.75. Like that individual rate into waste percentages, you gives the credit for waste. The total comes to 14 rupee 40 paise. Now we have issued the cotton at the rate of 151.85. This minus 14.40. So 151.85 minus 14.40 will be, net consumption will be 137.45. That divided by 67.78 percentage will give us 202.78. Or in a calculator, if you take 137.45 divided by 0.6778, you get the clean cotton cost. Like that, you have to arrive at the clean cotton cost based on your actual figures. Why I am telling you actual figures means this is the technical estimate before we are arriving it. The best practicing companies, what they do at the beginning of the month, they know their facilities, they know the frames allotted for the various counts. For the various counts running for 30 days or 31 days in a calendar, what will be my production? What will be my raw material cost? What will be my wastages? What will be the waste selling rates? What will be my clean cotton cost? They arrive at it. And they arrive at all the cost for the next period. Before 25th of every month, they prepare a sprint plan, detailed sprint plan for the frames they are going to allocate. And based on the sprint plan, they arrive at what is the min required for the various categories. I am going to, so much of dopper is required, so much of cording tender is required, so much of back process machinery is required, so much of auto corner workers are required. Like a detailed workers, they make it. And depending upon the average rate per man day of the wages, they calculate the wages cost. Now, let us go complete the yarn realization part of it. We see that oil plays a major role next to the over other waste and invisible loss and yarn realization. So whenever there is a decrease in invisible loss, we improve it in the yarn realization. Or whenever we decrease our other waste, yarn realization goes up. Whenever the carbon oil percentage comes down, yarn realization goes up. When the yarn realization goes up, number of good quality yarn is increased, and the sales price multiplied by the good quantity, our net sales total realized during the period increases. Everything is subject to the characteristics or the specifications to meet the final yarn quality, either in CSP or in imperfections, and all this plays a major role. Within that given yarn parameters and within the cotton that is available with us, we have to judicially use either using the linear programming techniques or using the better methods of processing or better methods of distribution of your draft. You have to organize your to reduce your cost to meet the customer requirements. Now, what is a spread or parity? Previously, we saw the spread or parity for generally for the industry. Now, for the specific for this particular company, where the sales price for 50 is around 342 rupees, clean cotton cost is 202.78, 140 is the spread. That means after directly going the raw material, we have got only 140 rupees left to us, which is going to meet all our conversion cost, namely the blow room cost, carding cost, drop frame cost, other packing, everything must be included in it. So and it also includes the profit margin we must include it. So this must be the view of all the technicians and the management to arrive at the right cost for all the products that we are going to take for a particular month as a forecast. Then, for example, we are taking for a forecast of say 50 some 6 frames and 34 3.8 frames, etc., 7 frames, and various frames are allotted, and having a rate of production of 220 kgs per frame day and 34s as 380 kgs like that, we will arrive at what will be the total value quantity of final product that is going to be produced in a particular month. So for the particular frame that is allotted. For example, I am having a ring frame wherein say for the previous ring frame what we have seen previously, 5.5, 3.8 and 7.6 and 6.6 and 5.7 and 3.8, we must make a spin plan, that is back processing machineries, what is required to achieve the process. Based upon our own machinery requirement, what is the hang to be made, what is the based on the hang distribution, we must draft distribution, we must arrive at what is the machine we are going to allot for the particular count. And like that, spin plan gives the rate of production, waste percentages, and also the balancing of the machinery. Do we have the enough machinery available with us? Now, this particular item shows what is the production production in kilograms per day for various processes, for the various counts. For example, the spinning, it comes here for 50s, where the 30s, the spinning production is more. For example, the comber nile carded count, there is no comber production, but comber production for 40s and 50s are going at a one rate, and comber production for 80s are different. And simplex production also varies according to the count pattern. Why I am showing this variation, even though it has got impact on the cost constructs, that is components of cost. We cannot take the cost as total cost other than raw material divided by kg and arrive at what is the cost, or total cost divided by frame days and arrive at what is the cost per frame day, because the various processing parameters vary within the according to the count pattern what we are having. So we must individual process wise, individual count wise, we must arrive at the cost. Then only the right decision can be taken. For example, we arrive at the throughput based on the spin plan. We arrive at what is the machinery minutes required to produce 1 kg of yarn. Cording, blow room and cording, assuming a tube feed is there. In 50s, I require 1.83 minutes. In comber 1.2, then 0.58 for drop frame deliveries, and a simplex 1.43 per spindle, and spinning around 6.34, and auto corner around 4.44 drums. So all these things based on the spin plan and arrive at, and what is the rate of production, and for the machinery allotted, what is the minutes average it will take. So my job must be to design a costing system to arrive at what is the cost per minute of cording or comber or drop frame or simplex, and divided by minutes taken, etc. The conversion cost for the respective counts can be easily arrived within a fraction of a second. Right? So for that, we prepare based on the spin plan, we prepare a systems requirement. For example, I need 5.7 frames for 50 scoped means I had to allocate some 3.9 in auto corner and 1.34 in simplex, and drop frame 1.11, comber 1.85 and 2.7. These things are the relational this one. If we are having a Kanban system wherein we can allocate directly for every machines, etc., and organize our back process in such a way that we are feeding continuously, then buildup of stock or wastage of the utilization or downtime in various machines can be reduced. Next question is, other than raw material, power and wages cost are predominant. So power cost means kilowatt hour into rate. UKG means what is the units or kilowatt hour required to produce 1 kg of yarn. HOK means what is, sorry, it is UKG per 1 kg of yarn. UKG to produce 1 kg of yarn. HOK is operate is required to produce 100 kg of yarn. There is a typing error is there. So how to arrive at it? For various count, for example, UKG varies. If it is a 30 card, it is 3.6 UKG. If it is 80, 9.3. If it is 40s, it is 4.8. And if it is 50s, it is 5.8. So I cannot put all the power cost as the same for individual, because individual ring frame is also, the variation is there. For example, I cannot generalize that one frame runs at say 36 kilowatt per unit. So the rate of production increases. But when you calculate the units divided by rate of production, the UKG at the ring frame point itself varies very significantly. Let us see how it appears. Then repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance also, we cannot generalize and put that repairs and maintenance for a company as a whole is same. Or total repairs divided by spinning spindle, or total repairs divided by kg may not be sufficient to go into granular or go into the precise calculation of costing, because the requirements of cording varies, and comber varies, and draw frame varies, and the requirement of machineries varies when you change the draft distribution. So naturally, we may, when you for achieving certain technical parameter specification of the buyer requirement, we vary the back process requirement judicially based on available raw materials as well as the imperfection standard what we want to achieve. So we must calculate the repairs and maintenance individual process wise. Then only, that is cording repairs and maintenance per kg, comber repairs and maintenance kg. See the variant 1.54, 1.08, 1.27, 2.2. So we must go in deep and analyze the cost. Now, conversion cost. This is a components of conversion cost are power cost, wages cost, store cost, repairs and maintenance cost, overhead, and depreciation. All these costs are process-wise is calculated. In two ways, we will see how it will be calculated. Not only process-wise, but also element-wise. Element-wise, we will go subsequently and see the how to calculate and how to arrive at it very slowly. So this diagrammatic illustration shows us that processing cost varies. Say, for example, 37 for spinning and 21 for another count and 61 for one more count. So much of variation is there. So going to detail arriving at the correct processing cost is very, very important. Then let us going for arriving at the HOK, etc. We were telling about how to calculate our power cost. Sorry, wait a minute. I will just.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. If the
Okay,
if the slide is missing, you can explain how we can.
No. It is that, sir. It is that. So, see, for example, first we identify what are the processes, namely blow room, cording, comber, drawing as the activities. Then based on the activities, we analyze our ledger and arrive at our cost. For the whole month, what is the direct wages, workers' wages? 65.25 lakhs. Staff salary, 22 lakhs. Direct power. Direct power means power at spinning point, 32 lakhs. Other power, other than spinning, what is the total power? Stores, repairs and maintenance is 25 lakhs. Insurance is 30 lakhs. Depreciation is 25 lakhs. So total for the whole period is this much. This must be, other than the raw material, packing material and selling expenses, I must arrive at the cost. Then next step will be, what is the activity for individual activity? For example, we have seen here, worker wages is 65.25 lakhs. We must allocate to various processes, namely cording, Comber, etc. So 4.3% for coding, 1.84%, etc. How do we arrive at it? Let us see here.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Can you make it full screen, sir? Yes.
Huh?
Thank you.
This one
No, no, just I want to make it full
Okay.
screen. That's all.
here. For example, we are having 4.37% of two-feed blow room cording and waste evacuation system. We had to engage 4.37 of our man and 1.84 of men for others. I will show you how it is calculated. For example, if you take total men required for a particular mill, say 19 men are required for blow room cording and as well as waste, and comber is 8%, draw frame 9%, simplex 39%, including droppers and all the other men. Then spinning 193, packing 8, auto corner 83, power, etc. So this total men is 4.35. That divided by 19 divided by 4.35 is 4.37 percentages. So this is how the particular percentages for various processes are taken. Similarly, power also similarly power will be taken and the percentages will be calculated. We will go and see when the power comes. We will go to the point. Now, based on that sheet, we have arrived at what will be our 65 lakhs is arrived at the shoot feed 4.3%, 4.37 of 65.25 lakhs will be 2,85,000. Then 1.84 of 65,25,000 will be 1,20,000. Then 2% of 65 will be 1,35,000. Like that, various cost center wise or machine wise, our element of cost will be distributed on the first instance. That is what it is shown here. Here, all the elements, namely power, wages, everything is included in the total cost, and that total cost is divided by the machine hours required. Total unit cost per machine hour is arrived at like this. Now, we will go to the calculation of HOK. Previously, we have seen the file wherein spinning requires 193 men, 83 for auto corner, factory general for 66, 39 for simplest, etc. Individual total man, the average men days engaged right from the blow room, cording department, as well as auxiliary workers, packing workers. Even if you give the work packing as a piece rate, for the first order calculation of piece rate, you take it separately. And other auxiliaries, electricians, and other training, all the persons must be included in it. So the total men, whatever the wages you are paying from blow room, from mixing cotton and containing it to the final dispatch of the yarn, all the men must be included in the cost sheet. Then only the correct cost will be calculated. The next item is how to calculate HOK. I have known that individual machineries will allocate so much of machines time for a particular process. For example, cording machines, I require 13% of the cording time for 50 count and 12% of the cording time for 34 counts and 28. This is taken based on the spin plan. You make the spin plan of the total cording machine hours that is allotted. How many percentage is allotted for 54s, how many is allotted for 34s, etc. You can arrive at the percentages. So cording, I have got 19 men. So 19 into 8 means 152 man hours. So 152 man hours, I immediately put into the based on these percentages, I distribute within the count. So 19.76. My rate of production is 1280 for cording for this count and 885 for the combed counts based on the waste multipliers, etc. I didn't get it. So 1976 divided by 1283, I will get 1.54 as the HOK for the blow room cording and waste evacuation activity. Then for 40s counts, 42.56 is the allocated based on the 28% of the cording machine allotted. So 152 divided by 28% will be the amount. This amount divided by rate of production for the particular total cording production for 40s comb production per day will be 2763. So it will give me 1.54 as the HOK. Like that, individual processes, we have to arrive at the HOK. Then next comes the power. If you analyze the power, based on the power requirement, we can have the what is the average units required per day. For example, ring frame means number of frames into units per frame into 23.5 hours. Like that, all the 33.5 machines of 960 spindles will give the power of 22,162 units. This includes not only ring frame, but also the humidification for the ring frame. We have to measure separately the humidification power for the ring frame, humidification as well as other auxiliary equipment attached with the ring frame section. I must include this, etc. Then cording. Cording includes 6,048. Cording means blow room cording waste evacuation. How it is arrived at? Let us see. For example, let us take cording. So this is the total. Will give the total units that is estimated. This must be cross-checked over average monthly daily consumption based on our electricity reading and the technical estimation. What we request the technocrat is that buy an energy meter and then measure and specifically know what is the units required to produce 1 kg of yarn in various processes. Because for various counts and various specifications, you will be running at a different speeds and different waste percentages. So the kilowatt hour required will vary specifically. So it is prudent to have the individual mills measurement of this one, arrive at the mill norm for what is the cording UKG for various processes, etc., and the comber UKG, etc., and then cross-check that UKG, multiply it by the actual production for a period, and revise your standards, norms, so that continuously you compare what is the should be UKG and what is the actual UKG. If there is a difference is there, that means we have gone the deviation either in the rate of production or in the waste that is taken, or something wrong with the machinery, or something wrong with our original calculation of the units per hour, etc. So let us now visualize the power units required per day. We calculate the power units required per day and arrive at and group it as draw frames or simplex or comber or air compressors or autoconer or cording, blow room and waste recovery and bale packing and factory general or ring frame. And how do we do? For example, we see that blow room requires 1,401 units per day. Cording requires for a particular spin plant, it requires 1,401 units. Cording requires 1,992 units. Waste recovery system requires 2,438 units, and bale press, etc., for packing the waste bale packing 157. So 1401 plus 1992 plus 2438 plus 145.57 comes to 6,048. So for the cording blow room waste recovery activity, we require 6,048 units per day. Now, based on the spin plant for the particular this one, we know that in cording, being a chute fluid, cording machinery require 13% of time for 50s and 12% for 34s and 28% for this one. In this ratio, we allocate 6,048. So 6,048 into 14% will be 851, 908, 1088. Now, this units for this count divided by the rate of production will give me UKG. So 783 units divided by 1283 total kgs produced in cording for 50s combed will give me 0.61 as the UKG at cording. If it is for 80s, I am having the 908 units for 80s allocated. That divided by 738 rate of production, total production during the day. So 908 divided by 738 will be 1.23 will be my UKG. So Friends, it is quite obvious that UKG for various processes varies from 50 to 1.23. That is almost 3 times, almost 2.5 times. So we cannot generalize that roughly this will be the cost. We have to go into the granules, go into the details and arrive at. Like this, UKG has to be calculated for the various processes and the final total UKG will be arrived at. So this sheet shows the combination of all the cost, namely power cost, wages cost, like that total cost is taken. What is the total production? So what will be the cost per minute and what is the final impact on the conversion cost per kg of respective counts? 50s comes to 12 rupees, 34s comes to 10 rupees, etc. So this is only for blow room and carding cost. Like that individual processes, we have to individual activities, we must find the cost. So this system is called as the activity-based costing technique. Now, the components of cost, let us see, raw material 66%, power 9%, wages 9%, fixed expenses 8%, repairs and maintenance 4%, and selling expenses 3% and 1% packing. That is the total cost of sales for 50s count. If we take 34s count, the total cost, raw material cost plays major role, 73%. 8% is the power. So we must be very careful and go detail and analyze which cost I can attack for a particular customer or particular product so that my profitability can be improved. Our cost for 40s is 72%, etc. Now, after knowing the components of cost, etc., we must know whether we are getting profit or loss by running these counts. That is our main objective, right? How do we do it? So for that, what we do, we go in for arriving at the detailed analysis of the company. To tell you from the beginning, based on the sprint plan, we arrive at the what is the total products. So 50s, if I run, it will bring sales value of 130 lakhs. If I run 34s for the sprint plan, it will bring 101 lakhs. And if I bring 40s, so many frames, I will get 222 lakhs. If 80s will bring 115 lakhs and 80s CP will give 107 lakhs. So total 794 lakhs will be the revenue generated based on the sprint plan I'm going to run for the next month. Then what is the contribution? I will come to the contribution analysis now. So contribution analysis is nothing but sales minus variable cost. Sales price minus variable cost. We have seen previously how to calculate the clean cotton cost, how to calculate the HOK and multiply with the average rate per man day will give you the wages cost, how to calculate power cost, UKG multiplied by the average rate per units or rate per kilowatt hour will give you the power cost, packing material cost per kg, all the ingredients of the packing material packing cost, selling expenses for the particular client or the order, what is the freight, what is the commission, what is the selling expenses, and all these things, the case-to-case basis for the particular count, we arrive at it and then arrive at the selling expenses. So total variable cost means raw material cost, plus direct wages cost, plus power cost, plus packing cost, plus selling cost. So total sales minus variable cost will be the contribution. Contribution meaning is this contributes towards meeting the fixed expenses as well as the profit. So what are the fixed expenses? We know that salaries, those expenses that does not vary with the volume of output. Whether the production is 20% or whether the production is 90% of the capacity, you have to pay the salary. Similarly, administrative overhead, similarly interest, similarly depreciation. Okay, so fixed cost is salary, repairs, administrative overhead, interest, depreciation. So total cost of sales, so profit margin. So let us see. So this is the margin. Variable cost analysis will say our product mix of various products is so many percentages is various products against which my variable cost is so many percentages. So very high variable cost is there. Whether we must see whether it brings any contribution or profit for the company. So this is the revenue distribution. This is the contribution distribution for a particular this one. This is the profit margin. So this shows the company makes a profit of 23.5 based on the spin plan, but actually 14 lakhs comes from 50s and 8 lakhs come from 8.5 comes from 80s and 13 lakhs, whereas other three counts are giving a negative profit, 34s, 40s, and 30s. So this opens our mind and asks the question whether we must continue with the product or we must go in for new products. Can we allocate our facility instead of 40s, it can be increased to 50s. All these things can be think. For that, we have got one thing, something called as how a rupee is spent is over the various costs is analyzed. So that variable costs are seen, fixed costs are separated, and then contribution per frame day is arrived at. So for example, if 50 foam day is taken, 342 rupees is my sales price. Cotton cost comes to 202, 28 rupees wages, and 29 power, packing around 3.5, and selling expenses around 11, and repairs and maintenance around 10.8, fixed expenses around 23, and margin of 36.5. Like that, we must work out for individual counts what is the sales price against which how it is being used. So now key limiting factor, our entire factory or the entire facility depends upon the frames, ring frames. Per ring frame per day, what is the profit? That is going to ultimately decide our fate of the company in the final P&L account that we are going to make in the end of the year. So every month, we are, at the beginning of the month, what is the profit per day? We must allocate, we must work out. After the month is over, we must recalculate based on the actuals, because these things are the theoretical calculation based on the spin plan, what is it, thinking process. But actually, the spin plan, when we work out, instead of 30 frames, 33 frames, you would have run only 31 frames. Instead of GPS of 80, we would have achieved only 75. Instead of 160 GPS, we have achieved only 120. Or all this, and instead of sales price of 350, we would have made only 300. So all these things impact on the profit per frame day. So this shows directly we must do with these two counts, namely 34s or 40s, based on the current parameters of the particular this one. And we must focus on seeing what is the contribution also for this. So contribution says that is sales minus variable cost, namely sales minus raw material cost, packing cost, power cost, direct wages cost, then selling expenses. That gives 15,000 per frame day of 960 spindles for 50s, whereas it gives only 4,515. So we must design what should be our minimum contribution for a company, for a spinning mill per frame day to achieve, so that no profit or no loss is there. That means all the contributions are going to meet your all your fixed expenses. Fixed expenses mean staff salary, repairs and maintenance, interest, depreciation, right? So this chart gives the analytical framework of contribution per frame day. For example, 34 counts gives only 4,514, whereas 30s gives 4,549, 40s 6,501, but break even because 10,241 units. How do we arrive at it? Overheads, to meet the overheads, I had to get 5,221 units rupees per frame day. For repairs, I had to spend 2,510 units per frame rupees per frame day. For depreciation, I must spend 2,510 rupees per frame day. So 5221 plus 2510 plus 2510, total 10,241 rupees per frame day. The count must bring as a contribution. Then only I can have no profit or no loss. That is this line, break-even line. Any count that goes beyond this line is profitable. Now, is it suffice if I only break even? I must get a profit. So if I want to have 5% of profit, then I add 5% of profit, then I'll get the contribution as 14,231. So that is my target. So 80s is not having that one, it is only having 11,000. So immediately I must do something with reference to this count. I must push in for this. These counts I must drop in, either going for this count or this count. So 10% means still it will be more. So this is how the break-even or target costing method works. Targeted profit, etc. This shows the analytical framework for a particular count frame. What is the contribution for different levels? For 10%, I must get 15,000 contribution per frame day. By 5%, 11,751. And wherever our current products are standing. So immediately we must go into the process parameters or discuss with the clients and arrive for the either the price or the raw material or packing materials or the process parameters. We must dig in so that these counts must push towards either 11,721 or 9,321. Then now comes the question of sensitivity analysis. So what is the sensitivity analysis? You will be interested to know what will be the impact of 1% of reduction in common oil. For example, if I in the 50s count, I'm having 18% common oil. If I reduce it by 1% and make it 17, my contribution per frame day will increase 366. So that in the previous slide, I want to improve this one means I must try to increase the waste percent, decrease the waste percentage and improve my contribution. Similarly, if I go in for 40s, 1% common oil will bring me 586 per frame day. So depending upon individual counts and the rate of production, this will vary contribution. And also the sales, the difference, sales parity, sales and raw material price difference, it will vary. Then what will happen for the sensitivity analysis of GPS? So for example, I have assumed in this roughly 75 grams for 50s and 130 for 34s, 40s, 120 for a old mill if I am taking like this. If I increase 2 GPS, instead of 75, I achieve 77, my contribution per frame day will increase by 754 rupees. Instead of 45, if I go to 47, contribution per frame day will increase to 1,110. So this shows that the GPS achieved is a very, very important factor in our contribution towards the increasing the profitability of the company, GPS as well as our yarn realization. So continuously we must monitor the yarn realization. Like you monitor the GPS, yarn realization also can be monitored on a cumulative basis and a daily basis so that we can arrive at the whether we are going in the right direction. So all these things specify 3 things. What is our market requirement? What is our machinery balancing? And what is the contribution analysis? How are we going to use all these things on a monthly basis? For that, I am going to suggest you to have a forecast and actuals methodology. That is, I will every month beginning, we must calculate what is the machine, what is the clean cotton cost, what is the wages, what is the power, what is the raw material, and arrive at what is the total cost minus depreciation, what will be my profit. This I must work it on a monthly basis. At the end of the month, the actuals I must compare. How do I do it? The same.
That screen share is missing. Screen sharing missing.
Screen share is 1 minute. Is it available?
Yeah, now it's,
it
yeah, it has come.
Okay, okay, sorry.
Yes,
It has come now?
yes, it has
Okay.
come.
I will again, a month before 25th of every month, we must work out our own sprint plan and arrive at what will be our frames allotted and what will be our cost. Detailed, we must work it out for clean cotton cost, wages, HOK, power and raw material repairs, etc., packing materials, etc. And what is the profit per frame day and profit per contribution per frame day, we must work it out. That is at the beginning of the month. We will be running the same thing. At the end of the month, actuals will come. The actuals means, for example, we would have 50s, we would have planned 5.7 frames in the planning, but actually we would have run only 5.5. And targeted GPS 75 would have taken, but actually you would have taken 76. And your frame kgs would have increased from 222 to 228. Comber we would have increased from 18 to 19. So actual we must compare. It is not enough one time you calculate it and then forget about it. Every month we must, like, whether I like my face or not, I go and see my face and see how beautiful I am. I must see how beautiful my factory is, my facility is every month. Meticulously, we must work it out. Count wise, what is UKG? What is power? What is the cost? What is the actual wages? What is the power cost? What is the repair cost? What is the fixed cost? And arrive at the what is the contribution? Individual frame per day. I have assumed 8,166. Now actually achieved only 8,808. What is the reason? Maybe the sales price has increased 342 to 343. But still I have increased. But this rate of increase of 1 rupee must give me more contribution. Why it has come down? Immediately I must go and see, no, I have increased my copper oil from 18 to 19. So what has happened to GPS? GPS has increased because of the increase in copper oil. GPS has increased also. Simultaneously, I have improved my speed. So all these things we must analyze line by line, go into the detail and arrive at the cost of all the components on a continuous basis. Then only we will be in a position to go in for this one. And all the analytical, this one actuals we must compare on a monthly basis. For example, at the end of the month, we must know what is the frames worth. For example, count by so many frames are worth. And what is the clean cotton cost actually compared, actual cost per kg. Count by we must know. And what is the actual my simplest cost per kg? I must know about it. And what is my production per day? I have achieved so much of production for the particular item. And what is my, say, auto corner cost for the particular count? All these things we must be in a position to do it. These things you can do it, provided you have a very, very detailed analysis and yeah, eye for costing. I can say that whenever you design a system, make it a part that 100% you go in for the details and arrive at the cost at the for the various facilities. Now, coming to the, is it visible?
You have to share screen, sir.
Screen is
Oh, one
not
minute,
shared.
I'm coming
Screen
there.
sharing, you have to do again. You come out with screen.
So this particular item is shown here. So this is the, so in a nutshell, we must know what is our count, how many frames you have worked, what is the GPS we have taken and we have actually achieved actuals, and black shows the plan. So plan versus actual, or budget versus actual, or forecast versus actual. Every month we must do it. And when you meticulously do for every month, naturally the profits you will definitely get it. And this way you can dig your profits and locate your where the extraordinary things you must focus on and then improve your profitability. So what I request is that go in detail, the analytical aspects of it, not just mere calculating total kg divided by rupees and arrive at the cost and arrive at the wrong decision. Going for profit maximization, engage the experts in the section and arrive at on a monthly basis the cost and have a costing system designed. Whenever a new product is coming, ask them to prepare a cost sheet. What is the count that is coming in? See the contribution. What is the count you are going to take out? See the contribution. If the difference is there, you justify it and write it down. And after just sign it, it's not enough. At the end of the month, actual production is over. Have you ever actually achieved that one? You must revisit. It is not, costing is not one-time job. It is PDCA, plan, do, check, act. Plan, do, Check. Act. So now, I think I think that I have given a more information in a very, very short time. Any questions regarding this? You are welcome, sir.
Mr. Sivakumar and Gandhimadhanandan sir, I think there are many questions in the chat box. I think we can.
Most of the messages, they have given their mail ID to send the presentation.
Hello.
Gandhimalan sir, our new clerk है. Yes.
Sir, please send 40 is carded yarn, variable cost and fixed cost. Can we send that?
Sir has taken some case studies, but that will vary according unit to unit. The most modern unit, the productivity will be more and the cost will be different. You're gonna take it as a Gandhimalan sir.
Only one question. What should be the strategy to keep cotton cost consistent?
Yeah, the last one.
Yes.
What is it?
What should be our strategy to keep cotton cost consistent?
Okay. Sir, I have the first slide I have shown you something, sir. See, our cotton rates, cotton is a agricultural product, is all know.
Can you share full screen, sir?
Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the cotton rates, depending upon the acreage that is sold and the demand for the cotton, during a particular period. It is very clear by economic activity, the July 20, the demand is almost nil. So it went to the rock bottom and the average rate has come down. What we must see is that what is the rate of production not only we are having, but also other countries are also manufacturing, we must analyze. For example, if the total yarn produced throughout the world is compared, naturally the demand for the cotton will increase. When the demand for the cotton increases, the international prices of the cotton will also increase. That is one factor. And when the last year the demand was more, but the supply was less, so the rate has increased. So what will be the natural tendency of the farmer is, I will go and increase my acreage of cotton crop. So immediately it will also increase. So it depends upon the company's individual marketing strength. Number one, if I got my facility of say around 25 frames, how much fixed orders I'm having, that is made to order and made to stock. Two aspects are there. Made to order means 25 frames is there at 25, entire 25 frames is booked by various customers, customer 1, customer 2, etc. And over a period of time, last 3 months or 6 months, he is continuously lifting it, and we have got a written signed contract, and he has not terminated the contract and it is on running. So it is a made to order. But we may not get 100% of 50. For example, if we are having 100% of facility cannot go. Sometimes a part of it will go for a made to stock. We estimate, or we get at random, we will get either in the local market or the export market, this count will move. So I must buy this type of cotton and then I keep replenishing it with. and then arrive at my price range also. And sometimes if you buy and the buyer has, in anticipation that buyer has cancelled the order, that lot of cotton is also available for you. So many bags of cotton will be in your inventory. Immediately you must try to locate the various other yarn parties and arrive at the whether the price is within the range based on your conversion cost, what you have worked out, and then go for fixing. So the common thumb rule cannot be given. When there is a economic drop is there, unbelievable price down is there, buy and cover it. Last year they have made a huge profit because of the COVID, mainly because of holding profit. So this year we must also continuously watch and keep track of the so the cotton prices and cotton indices and what we are giving and export from them, physically going and verify, like a cotton trader, what he makes. A yarn spinning company, spinning mills managing director must also know the cotton trends. Like
So-
a trader, he must also trade for the best prices in this one.
So that is why every mill should have one costing executive, so that it is dynamically it is followed.
No, common formula is not known to me, sir.
Okay.
That cotton prices you can download from the Mandi, etc. Over a period of time, you can see that and cotton outlook and all these things on various places, and see the percentage of make a graph yourself, and see that whether it is increasing or decreasing, and have the trend that the price is going to increase or decrease, and then cover judiciously.
One,
Regarding depreciation, how many years it should be considered while costing?
and one more question related to that, how to calculate depreciation?
Yes.
Someone has asked.
Krishnan sir?
Question, sir?
Depreciation. Okay, depreciation is calculated based on, for example,
CCI. What is the opinion on CCI? Are they gambling due to?
That should not be replied here, no? That's not correct.
Now it is regarding casting, whatever the question related to that, he will be able to answer. What will be the impact of 1% reduction in comb burn oil?
How it is being calculated, that's also they asked.
And how to calculate repairs and maintenance cost for different counts? There is a question on that.
you have been asking for the depreciation.
Depreciation, sir.
For example, if there are, I'm having
Oh, you are going to,
say 100 lakhs is my asset.
okay,
I am having 10 lakhs as my 10 years of my life expectancy for the machine. So per year, I must have the depreciation of 10 lakhs. Okay, then based on 10 lakhs per year for the particular machine, then based on number of days, I am working for 330 days. So per day, what will be a depreciation will be taken for that particular machine. So 10 lakh, for example, 10 lakh there will be 330 days.
three zero
3030 will be my 3030 will be my depreciation per day.
per day.
Per day. If my production per day from the machine I am getting 300, say 800 kgs I am getting from the machine, then my depreciation will be 3030 divided by 800. So 3.78 will be rupees. Will be
Depreciation
my depreciation cost
per
per
kg.
kg. Like that, individual machine wise, we must arrive at it, sir.
Okay.
We mean by our activity, we have made it no one tabulation. like power and wages, we saw one table. Like that, depreciation also we had to make one table. What is the value of the assets for the various machines? And then what is the depreciation, what we have adopted, either 10 years or 5 years, etc. Arrive at the depreciation for the month, divided by per day, divided by 30. Then arrive at what is the production per day, will give the depreciation cost per day.
But in the case of interest, interest varies between mills to mills from 3% interest to 18%. What should be the reason for it? Any idea?
This one, sir?
Interest cost between mills, when we analyze P&L analysis,
Yeah.
some mills show 3%, some mills show 18% interest. What could be the reason for it?
So the two things are there, sir. Number one, a cash-rich company may not going for loan. It plow backs the whatever the amount of amount that is generated for their own additional requirement, either for working capital or for depreciation or for long-term assets. Number two, the level of modernization. For example, see, you know that the textile industry has been modernizing based on the technical development fund, etc. Over a period of time, we have been modernizing right from 82 grams per 40s to 120 and 160 grams. Now they are taking in the 40s. So I can so the mill that is taking 160 grams per spindle per shift. Naturally, the level of modernization will be the latest machine with the auto docking and all the characteristics will be there, and they will be having the compact, and they will be having the back process with the latest combers. And automatically the investments in the modern machineries will be higher. So rupees per spindle of investment will be more than 25,000 or 30,000 rupees per spindle. Okay. So my depreciation and interest cost will be very high. And for example, if I am not modernizing, I am using the old cost. I am going for the finer counts. I am going for the 22 to 26 kgs per hour of carding production. My carding is old. I only replace the wire and do not have the no technology or latest this one. And my rate of production is more and is less, but I have the more number of cars. I miss in the labor productivity. But the total investment is less. My long-term capital investment requirement is less. So my working capital also requirement is less because I'm going for a course account. So my requirement for working capital interest is lower, and my this one. So per spindle, if you take the working capital as this one, it will be less than 15,000 or 12,000 rupees per spindle. So because of that, it varies from 3% to 18%.
Okay.
And what is that? One more thing is that you, but 90% of the, if I remember correct, in our industry, we don't buy machinery mostly from Indian. We buy import machinery from abroad. 60% of the machineries are coming from spinning mills are imported. 90% of the weaving are prepared from the imported. And government around 90 to 85% of the machines are imported. Yes, and the exchange rate fluctuation, while we make the project, we don't consider the exchange rate fluctuation at all. We consider, we make the project and get the loan and forget about the actual parameters what we have assumed during the project profiling and project report making. We have, every month if we have covered it, we will be knowing that your depreciation must be this. Suddenly you have to pay the dollar rate at the higher rate or euro rate at the higher rate. So the fluctuation is more, and suddenly your burden on interest is doubled. So working capital requirement is increases. The term loan, the amount to be paid itself is increasing because you are no one gives you in the INR rate. You would have covered in the dollar rate, and for the dollar rate, for example, you would have made your loan at 65 rupees. Now it is 75 rupees, 15 rupees extra. You have to pay only the dollar rate as the working capital to be capital to be repaid. So these things immediately the percentage of interest also increases.
Okay.
Significantly.
Yes.
So
Thank
continuously you must have a finance man. You can take care of the covering of the foreign exchange rates which you are committed for the previous year. It's not just buy a machine and forget it. Fixed asset is a fixed liability.
Okay.
Whatever the loan you have made, fixed asset, what are the rate you have made, continuously you must monitor or at least cover in the financial terms so that your interest rate is not moving up. You analyze the 18% of the percentages, those companies, they would have recently going for monetization. And one more thing is that what is the end product you are going to make by increasing the additional capacity?
Value added
If I am
product.
going to invest, say, for example, my target sales price is only 250 rupees per kg, and I am importing a high volume, high cost machinery that has got a danger of exchange rate fluctuation. Then on a fine morning, a little change in the exchange rate fluctuation, you find that your interest, what you are worked out is lesser. It does not cover the interest. And the contribution if you take for the particular product, it is minus. So every more production you make, more loss you make for the particular count. And you are in a vicious cycle. So project, at the time of buying the machinery itself, you must be taking into consideration these factors. The exchange rate fluctuation as well as the wrong calculation of the project cost has ruined many companies.
Okay, thank you, sir. Kandiraj sir, I think there is other areas question which can reply by mail to them, I think.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
I think you can stop this as sharing, screen sharing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Screen
sir.
sharing can be stopped.
Yes, sir. It's a very good presentation, very in-depth analysis.
And a very good number of participants today.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. It's
In that way, whenever we
225 participants.
no, 324 participants were there.
actually up to
25.
324 participants.
now we can go for the summary of this program by our joint
Yeah,
secretary.
yeah. I request
Sivaramakrishnan.
our Sivaramakrishnan, Joint Secretary,
Will
to
summarize.
sum of the presentation being done.
Good evening to dear and respected textile professionals. Today we have an important topic which is very interesting one, the casting. Casting is deep rooted and well knitted in Indian establishments, right from sub-micro level operation to mega level operations. Casting has a long history in Indian textile industry. In India, the first textile mill was established in 1830, Bauria, Calcutta. Even when the ring frame was not invented by John Thorpe at the UK. So all machines were mule spinning machines. Later in 1853, Mumbai, 1855, Ahmedabad by Totalal. In 1885 at Ambasamtram by A&F Harvey. Then 88 at Tuticorin and 1891 at Majora Mills. Simultaneously, there was a mill in Kerala started by Britishers in the name of Western India Cotton Mills. This mill was run by Britishers for 10 years. They were not able to make any profit. The bankers, at the time, P.S. Somasundaram Chettiar and other Chettiar families were leading bankers in South India, Ceylon, Burma, and Malaysia. So P.S. Somasundaram Chettiar was invited to take over the mill as a CEO. He took entire techno-commercial operations. He made the mill to make profit within 7 years and handed over. The British men asked, what is the principle, tactics you followed? He said 5 mantras. The first one, right method of costing. See, when the right method of costing was emphasized in 1900, 122 years ago, we know Britishers are very good traders, cunning, cruel, brilliant, intelligent, brave, and courageous. If anybody visits Gokak Mills, they will be able to see the intelligence, knowledge, ability, and at the same time, cunning, cruelness, everything. I think you have visited the Gokak Mills. See, on those days, there was no electric power, only water power. See, from the waterfalls falling from 100 feet, just if we look, it is terrorizing. But Englishmen go down to 100 feet and install the water turbine and made the entire mill to run. So our P.S. Somasundaram Chettiar made the mill to run profitably with 5 mantras. 1, right method of costing, how to produce, where to sell, when to sell, how to sell. These are the 5 mantras. After gaining experience from Western Cotton India spinning mill, he came to Coimbatore and established a mill with his relative Satap Chettiar as 1902 with 25,000 spindles and 300 as a mega project. Mr. Satap Chettiar was the first president of SAIMA in 1933 to 37. The founder chairman R.K. Shyam Chettiar left. It was managed by Satap Chettiar. In 1940-42, he was looking bored. He came to the mill, many machines were stopped. He called the manager. Manager was not there, sub-manager was not there, only spinning master was there. He called the spinning master. And what happened? He has stopped 20 machines. Do you know what is the impact of costing? Do you know what is the impact of the stoppage on the cost of production? He started telling, giving left and right to spinning master. You are not a master. You are a master means he must be capable of producing strand out of sand. What is strand out of sand? Manal, strand. Strand, yarn. See, is it possible to produce a strand out of sand? He shouted, and then he insisted, he instructed the people not to stop any machine without my permission. See, this was the second incident about the importance of costing. Why I am quoting this example? We should understand how the importance of costing was emphasized right from the 19th century, 1900 onwards. In 1988, our South India unit was conducting one seminar on Golden Jubilee celebrations at PST College of Technology, Assembly Hall. At that time, C. Soundarraj was the president, our Dr. Jayachandran was the secretary, Dr. V.R. Sivakumar was the vice president. Crisis management in the textile industry was the topic. 3-4 papers were presented. First paper was presented by some Hyderabad consultants. They compared why there is such a pathetic situation in textile industry as compared with other industries. He compared engineering industries, TVS Motor Company and some other industries and showed where our textile industry is lagging. Then another paper was presented by Sridhar Subramaniam. He was the first CEO after immediately the departure of MBS Henry, managing director, a British man. Mr. Sridhar Subramaniam emphasized and informed in the meeting, my right-hander was my standard, my cost accountant. My cost accountant was my right-hander. He is always sitting at the right side of my cabin. I used my costing methodologies to make my industry run profitably. See, this is the third incident I am telling how the importance of costing was emphasized. Coming to fourth one, it's not connected with the textiles. 2 years ago, in COVID-19 beginning, it came in newspaper. There is one idli party grandma. She is producing 700 idlis per day. Only parcel, no sitting and eating. She said she has studied only up to 5th standard in a village. You know the standard of the village school. She is telling my raw material cost is only 40%, 40 pies per idli. Our cost is 5 pies per idli. Where wages labor 10 pies. 55 pies is the idli cost. No overheads, no interest, no depreciation. I am able to make 40 pies per idli profit. So trust persons ask a lot of questions, but if he is able to answer in a bold manner, he is able to make 45 pies per idli as a profit. See, why I am telling in the sense, it is well knitted and deep rooted in Indian establishments, the costing subject. So with this whole incident, I am going to the next part of this presentation. Costing is the big subject. See, in 1 hour, it is very, very difficult for anybody else to make to understand and penetrate into the mind of the people. Costing is big subject. 16 papers in ICW examination, stage 1 and stage 2. That is for a graduate. Either BSc, BCom or BTech graduates, they have to write 16 papers. Intermediate, stage 1, stage 2, 4 papers. Stage 2, sorry, final paper, 4 8 papers. Coming to chartered accountancy, there is a tax planning, then your costing, then your accountancy and the company law. See, all these things to be studied by chartered accountants to make it as a qualified, certified chartered accountant, qualified costing accountant. The costing subject is so wide. So how is it possible for a person to explain all these things in 1 hour? See, he explains in a very nice manner regarding different aspects. Finally, he has also contribution analysis, production per frame day, the impact of all these factors on contribution and profit per spindle per day. See, it is very, very, in the best manner he explained. See, I can quote one example. Our Thiruvalluvar said, entire Ramayana and Mahabharata in 14 words. There are 2 kurals. One is, Tiyavai, Tiya Paitalal, Avai Tijinu Manjapadam. Another one, Marandum Pirankedu Sudarka Surin, Aram Sulum, Suldavan Ked. The entire Ramayana, 24,000 slogans by Valmiki, and 1,25,000 slogans by Vyasa Bhagavan. All these things are brought in 14 words. Likewise, today our Krishnan brought everything in 22 slides. How many slides? 22 slides. All these cost aspects, cost structure, contribution analysis, production per frame day, impact of each variable on contribution and production per frame day. So he took a lot of pain in preparing the slides and also explaining a lot of information. He is little fast. People like us, it is very easy to follow. In the middle, it is somewhat little difficult, but it is possible to follow by most of the people. So I would like to mention one more thing. Today, our Krishnanji put a lot of effort in preparing the slides. 22 slides, entire spinning cost, he brought it. The costing methodology differs in knitting, differs in weaving, differs in processing. But he brought all the cost components and what is its impact on the production per frame day, contribution, everything, all important things in a small thing he brought it. Then another third point I would like to mention. See, today our situation is very pathetic, I agree. Because either BTech or diploma or MTech, they are not at all touching the management accounting anything. Whereas I appreciate our textile association. Right from 1980 onwards in our diploma level examination, there are 2 questions in costing. Elements of cost, break-even analysis, marginal costing, standard costing, advantages and disadvantages. If anybody wants to come out successful, they have to answer this question in AT examination. Similarly, in our City and Guilds examination, we wrote in 1974-75, our Gandhiraj also received a medal. So there we have got the same subject. See, it is only a diploma level. Because it is conducted by professional organizations, they have added these management aspects. But in our Indian institutions, diploma, there is no management paper. In BTech, in MTech, that is why our people are struggling to learn all these things. Okay, we need not worry about it. Sita has published a lot of books. This is the first one, Cost Control in Spinning. Then another one, very good book. It is something like a juice. This is the book which will give all the information about costing. Then another one, recently Citra published How to Arrive the Yarn Casting. Those who are not in a position to understand or work out or beginners, they can go through books and they can enhance the knowledge. We have decided to conduct more number of sessions in this casting and other areas. So see, Citra is possible only for the people, those who are staying very near to Citra. What about other states? What about other districts? So we have planned to conduct more number of sessions for our association members to enhance their knowledge. So I appreciate our committee members took a lot of pain for the past 15 days. They are pressurizing. Almost they are chasing our Krishnanji to produce a very good presentation. So I appreciate all our committee members for taking a lot of effort, especially Gandhi Vinathan and Gandhi Raj and Sivakumar and our Srinivasan and our Vice President Satyanarayan ji. I appreciate everybody to conduct this program very well in the best manner. Okay. With these few words, I will conclude the presentation summary.
Thank you very much, sir, for your summing up. Very well done. It is very highly appreciated, everyone. Thank you very much. Now we come to the end of the session. Now we request our Mr. Sivakumar to give the vote of thanks.
Yes, good evening. We have come to the end of the session. Very useful session today. Our office bearers were discussing for long to present such a program on costing. Today it happened with the help of our eminent speaker, Mr. Krishnan, with his huge experience, industrial experience, a lot of case studies. He has presented a very useful program. As Sivaramakrishnan sir said, it's a huge, vast subject which cannot be covered within an hour, but you have emphasized what will be the impact of changes in cost parameters like raw material cost, yarn selling price, power cost, and packing material cost, etc., as well as operational parameters like production rate, utilization percentage, yarn realization, etc. So you have emphasized everything. So being a technically qualified person, we should evolve ourselves as a techno-commercial person in a very competitive day today. Whatever you produce, you must know at what cost. You can prove yourself by producing any quality, but you must know at what cost. So it has been emphasized today. So I think it is very useful to all the participants. Very huge gathering. I want to thank all the participants who attended today. So we want this sort of participation for every program, which will encourage us to bring more and more useful programs for this industry. And I think our Vice President and all our committee members, our Secretary, and once again, a lot of thanks to Mr. Krishnan for his efforts and time for our presentation today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any for the viewers and attendees, any questions if not answered, please send mail to us. That is siu.cbe@gmail.com. We will send you the reply through Mr. Krishnan. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm always awaiting for any of the mails, etc. questions. I will definitely learn. If I know, I will tell immediately. If I don't know, I will learn and tell and solve the answers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.